Hi, everyone. It's Coach Crystal, your host of the Get Crystallized show. And as you can see, I have an amazing guest with me today. This is Menina Fortunato. She has been teaching dance for 25 plus years, has an extensive dance background performing on TV, film, live shows, commercials, all over the world. In fact, over 40 countries. She grew up in BC, then lived in LA for 16 plus years to pursue her career in dance, and then moved back to Vancouver with her family in 2016. She has even judged and taught thousands of dancers worldwide, from small children to professionals, and everyone in between, including celebrities on VH1's Celebrity Fit Club, and been a judge on the TV show Dance Moms. She has shared the stage and the screen as a dancer with Britney Spears, Beyonce, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Maluma, Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, to name a few. And I admire this woman so much because a blooming entrepreneur has now this mission to serve moms with her Super Moms Bootcamp. So please, will you help me welcome Menina to the show?
Yay! Thank you so much for the
I
nice
love it.
intro. I love it. Thank
I love it.
you.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here. I am so interested. Myself coming from a musical theater background, I would love to hear a little bit about your dance and how that all when that all started, leading up to your newfound amazing blooming entrepreneurship. So let's start with your dance. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been dancing my whole life. My father was my first dance teacher. I grew up in the dance studio that my father owned. Then my mother started a dance competition when I was 13. So I was surrounded by dance my entire life. I made the decision that I wanted to dance for a career by the time I was 16. The first time I ever got a scholarship to train in Los Angeles, I was just in love with the city, in love with the dance scene, and I said, this is what I want to do with my life. So I knew at a very early age that this was my path. And I moved to Los Angeles in 2001, and right out the gate, I was working with Britney Spears and did a Super Bowl commercial with her in the first month, and then was working with Paula Abdul, and then I was on tour with Earth, Wind, and Fire, and just the rest is history. And I made I made a full-time career off of just dance. And then I got pregnant. And my husband and I were engaged at the time, and we were planning a wedding, and then surprise, I'm pregnant. And at the time, I was on tour with a show. I had made it to So You Think You Can Dance Canada to the finals, and I found out I was pregnant. So I had to back out of the show. I had to end my tour gig early, and then I was kind of in a disarray, going like, what do I do? Like, I can't do what I am used to doing. So during the pregnancy phase, I created Prenatal Dance, which is a prenatal dance workout. And that's been on sale on Amazon for the last decade. So that was my first little baby project. And after I had baby number one, I thought, oh yeah, I can get back to auditioning, get back to traveling, get back to my normal life. Well, that was a very rude awakening. When you have like a new baby, breastfeeding like half the time on you, trying to go to auditions. I remember would drag my husband along to come to the audition with me so I can breastfeed in the car, go to the audition. Then I'm engorged if I'm staying there for more than 2 hours. So then after the audition, then I'm breastfeeding, and baby's like freaking out. Daddy doesn't know what to do. Baby doesn't take a bottle. Anyways, it was just a huge ordeal. So motherhood really threw me for a loop, and I know that it changes every mother's life, but for me, because my body is my instrument and my body somehow belonged to a baby all of a sudden, that I didn't know how to navigate and how to balance motherhood, my career. So I put myself kind of on the back burner initially, because I'm like, okay, I'm a mom. I gotta do the mom thing, and I did get back on my feet, and then I had baby number two. And then same story, but I learned my lesson. You know, there are certain things I'm like, I'm not doing this because I know this is going to happen. Anyway, so by the time fast forward, by the time baby number three happened, then I was really hit with a whole nother issue that I had never dealt with. I mean, none of us had ever dealt with, was the pandemic. I was in Ireland when things were starting to buzz, like, oh, there's this pandemic and we're going to start shutting down. And I ignored it. I was like, whatever. And then I was in London, and then everything started to shut down. People were like, hurry home. They're closing the borders. And I was like, what's everybody talking about? And then they're like, there's toilet paper apocalypse. and I still was like, I was teaching dance. I was running a dance event. I was like, whatever, people, you guys are crazy. I'm just going to like live my life. So then I came home, and that was mid-March. I had my baby early mid-April, April 10th. And it was a great time to be home with the baby. I felt like everybody was on maternity leave with me. Everybody was home. So I was like, okay, great. Again, not understanding the severity of what was going on, and thought that, oh yeah, I'll be back to my dance events and all that stuff by the summertime, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to take about 3 months off just to focus on motherhood and baby and adjust to baby number 3. And I had 2 dogs too. So there's just a lot going on. But then I had a rude awakening of like, oh, I guess I'm not going back to the work that I once knew. My income completely stopped. Like I had a big dance event that was scheduled for that summer that I had to postpone. I was like, what am I postponing this to? I created a whole virtual event for that. And that was my first Zoom experience because I didn't even know what Zoom was at the time. And then more time went on. By the time the fall hit, we had a major lockdown here where gyms were closed and dance studios were closed and couldn't travel. And it was just like a huge disarray. And I'm like, okay, I'm really starting to go crazy now because I need to work. I'm feeling out of shape. I'm stuck at home with 3 kids. There was some schools, the schools were temporarily closed. So I was trying to homeschool and juggle all of that. And I was just feeling like I was going through a bit of an identity crisis. I'm like, what do I do? That is what inspired me to start teaching dance online from my bedroom. To other moms with babies. I'm like, I'm stuck at home with the baby. Maybe other moms are stuck home with the babies. Let's work out. Let's do something fun. So during that process of live classes, I got myself back into shape. So I was like, oh, there's this whole working out with the baby is like a thing. It works. But then I also realized showing up live was very challenging, especially when your workout partner is an unpredictable baby.
Right.
So with that being said, I quickly switched to pre-recorded on-demand classes. So I created my own web app. I started with a 6-week challenge. That's how I initially started, with moms and babies. That's how the first niche was, moms and babies. So I helped my first 10 clients snap back, so to speak, in 6 weeks through dancing with their babies. Now, while that was great, after 6 weeks, what was next? And then it was like, okay, do I keep doing this? I'm like, my baby's getting bigger. And then it got to a point where baby was getting a bit too heavy and too wiggly to work out with. So then I'm like, and then I was like, well, I can't always incorporate my baby forever. So I need to figure out the next phase.
Yes.
So the next phase is without a baby. So that's when I decided to serve moms that have kids of any age, because it wasn't conducive to work with now he's 2 and a half almost. So very unpredictable workout partner.
Running
so
around.
So I'm like, let's put him aside and focus on just mommy. So mommy only. And then after I did, January of this year, I did my last round it was a live round of 6-week challenge. One of my moms was like, I want to keep going. So I was like, what do I do? So that inspired the next creation, which is the Super Moms Bootcamp. So the Super Moms Bootcamp is a 6-month transformational program.
Beautiful.
Where I'm helping moms. Now, this is a very different demographic, I've noticed. Even though I started with moms and babies, the majority of the moms in this group are all over 40, and their kids are teenagers or young adults. They've been dealing with weight issues for some of them their entire life, have had triple bypass surgery, one of them. And some of them are dealing with weight loss of needing up to lose like 100 pounds. So this was a very different type of niche that I've embarked on, because the first niche was just, I was already healthy and fit before baby. I just want to get, back to my old me. So those were very small goals. And then now suddenly I'm dealing with much bigger goals of like, I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 100 pounds. So that's when I really had to buckle down, and all the resources, everything that I had learned over the last couple of years with adding the nutrition component. I'm working with different chefs and nutritionists and created this whole amazing nutritional element to the program. And then I've got the dance workouts, which I focus on. And then I even hired some guest teachers who are also super moms. So mom of 4, mom of 2, single moms, mom married, and they are world-class dance teachers. And they also have specialty classes. They teach Pilates and specialty sculpting and a salsa champion, all kinds of fun stuff. So I was able to incorporate other styles of working out. Then we also added a weight training component. We added HIIT exercise workouts on top of that.
Good.
So it's really like full body, mind, spirit. I added a mindset coach who also is working with my moms, because even though we're working on our bodies, we really need to rework. So you hear mom in the background.
Yep.
Welcome to my life. I had to focus for a half an hour.
We almost did it. We almost
I know,
got
and I'm like, I hear your mom in the background. I'm like, yep, trying to be live. Yeah, so mindset coaching, really retraining the mind to rethink, because we're creating new bodies, but we also need to create new minds, because the old minds don't work with the new bodies. So mind, nutrition, the workouts. Hold on one moment. Mommy's on a live podcast. Yes, you're going to gymnastics soon, okay? But mommy has to do. No, you're not late. This one.
Hi.
This is the workout buddy that started the creation of all this. You want to say hi? Oh, you want to show your salt shaker and your elf.
Wow. Hello, Mr. Elf. That's so much fun.
Oh, now he's shaking his head. Well, he's used to being on camera. Sometimes he shows up live in my Zoom calls. Oh, you want to sit with mommy? Okay, we're going to sit with mommy. As long as he's quiet, we'll let him hang out.
Yeah, you can join us. You can join the party.
Yeah, so this is my life. Mom life with kids, and obviously try. Oh, no, we're not going to cry, are we? You want to see? You want to see Crystal?
Hi.
You want to see this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You want to see that?
No.
Okay, you can go play with that. You want to go play with that? Okay. Want to
Thanks,
say
bud.
bye-bye? You want to have this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to have that? Oh, you want this microphone? Okay. You want this headset?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You want to go play? No, you don't want to go play. Okay. Anyways, so that's that. That's how the Super Moms Boot Camp was.
I firstly want to go back to when you first picked one.
Yes.
Because so many, of our listeners, they will have gone through something like that, where they had one path they thought in their life, but lo and behold, they, get into that situation where, whoopsies, okay, well, this is a new path. So I'd love to tap into your mindset, because you didn't falter, you stayed the course, and the ebbs and flows, you just went with it. So after the first baby, like, what was going through your mind? Because what I'm hearing is it wasn't planned per se, but
none of this was planned. I didn't even know. I mean, the thought of an app, having my own web app, the thought of serving moms. Like I've been teaching dance my whole life, but I used to mostly work with kids, teens, and aspiring professional dancers that are serious about dance. So working with the everyday mom was a very different experience. I've got moms who are like, I've never danced a day in my life. Could I do this? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So teaching non-dancers was definitely, but I had some experience like with Celebrity Fit Club. I was dealing with overweight celebrities that had never danced a day in their life. And they were also big personalities too. So I dealt with the big personalities and the no dance experience. So, I mean, I think the theme of everything was adaptability.
Yes.
And as a famous dance move is kickball, change, pivot. Literally, I felt like that. I've been constantly, since I became a mom, constantly kickball, change, pivot. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, no, just a second. Let me go this way. No, let me do a podcast interview. Oh, just a second. Here's a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that's just motherhood. Like nothing. I mean, if you are an organized, you like a predictable lifestyle, motherhood really throws you off because suddenly, what you think you're going to do suddenly gets flipped upside down, inside out, and spit out. And that's what my life has felt like over the last 11 years since I became a mom, where I always knew, I mean, dance has always been my passion. So I'm like, I need to have dance in my life. It's like it's physical therapy, it's mental therapy, like it just feeds my soul. So it makes me happy. When I'm dancing, I'm happy. And I am always trying to figure out, how do I monetize dance? How do I make a living off of dance? Because my performing career that I once had is not the same. I mean, I can't go on tour and leave my kids for months at a time. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. And, the audition life is very exhausting as well. It's a whole fiasco to leave the house and go to an audition for a job you may or may not get. I used to, before kids, my agent would be like, okay, can you be on the other side of town in 2 hours and be camera ready and dress this? And I'm like, yep, got it. Let's go.
Exactly.
Can't do that with kids. You got to figure out babysitters, or you're bringing your kid to a casting and then they're being disruptive like they are right now. And then it's just like, and then you're stressed out and then you can't focus and then you don't have a good audition. And then, yeah, it's just, so the lifestyle that I once had, I had to adapt and I had to shift. And that's how even my whole dance program has constantly been evolving. It was like, okay, let's do live. This whole live thing isn't conducive. And it even wasn't good for the moms either, because like, oh, my baby just went to bed. Oh, and it's nap time. Oh, and I'm in a different time zone. And and I've got so like for them to show up live, me to show up live. Okay, I was like, no, this isn't working. We need to figure out some on demand where they can do the workouts whenever it's convenient for them. And that was great for me too, because then I can pre-record when my workout buddy was in a good mood and cooperative. And then I could have them live forever. And that's a beautiful thing where I'm at right now, where I have moms right now that are probably doing my program as we speak, but I don't have to physically show up live for them.
Yes.
I only show up live once a week with them to do their group accountability call, just to check in with them. Yeah. And then we do instant messaging throughout every day as well. So we can check in at different times. But it works. The business model works for my lifestyle. Yes. But the program also works for the lifestyle of the moms as well, because they have busy lives. A lot of them work. A lot of them really. Are we really going to do this right now on camera? Are you looking for a snack? Yeah, you want mama? Okay. You can't see anything?
No, you're okay. You are good to go. Just duck a little bit. Yeah, you're totally fine. This real life.
Top of the head.
Real life. You're good. You're perfect. I just want to say, I just want to honor you for something that you said, which was, this was my passion and I'm going to find a way to make it work. And the reason why I wanted to highlight that is because, I work with women as well. And so many women that I work with, things that they loved in the past, the moment they had kids, it's no longer, again, about them. And they even stopped doing the things that they used to do, like dance, like paint, like things that brought them joy. And so what I really want to honor you, Menina, is the fact that dance is who you are. It's a part of your identity. And no matter what happened, 1, 2, 3 children later, pandemic, you still found a way to live out your passion, to live in your light, which is dance. And that's wonderful that you didn't lose yourself, even though, I know many women who this was my passion, but as soon as I had kids, that I couldn't do that anymore.
It's hard. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's the life that there's a part of us that missed that old life. And then there's the other part of us who are like, wow, like being a mom is like the most incredible job of our lifetime. So it's fulfilling. But the thing I guess was missing inside of me is I was losing my identity during the pandemic, because I wasn't able to fulfill the need to dance and to even just helping people and just to feel like I'm making a difference. And I know I'm making a difference in obviously just being a mom, but because I've been serving people my entire life, to not feel like I have purpose in a work environment, it felt really uncomfortable for me. And for some moms, they're happy with just being a full-time mom, and that's great.
Yes.
And all the power to them, because stay-at-home moms, that's the hardest job on the planet. Let me tell you.
I agree.
I'm like, hats off to anybody who does it full time. I mean, I do it full time technically, with my business. I mean, I'm at home right now, and I do stay at home, but there are some gigs that take me out of town for a couple of days, and it's like a paid vacation.
Yes. Yeah.
I still judge dance competitions, and those are usually weekend gigs. I leave on a Friday, I'm back on a Monday. And I tell people, even if I work 12-hour days, I'm like, this is great. This is a paid vacation. I'm like, I get my own bed. I don't have to cook for anybody. I don't have anybody bothering me. I can actually take my time to get ready. I can have a shower in peace.
I love it.
The simple pleasures that you take for granted before you have kids. And it was very important for me to make sure that I continued doing something that I love.
Yes.
Because, I don't work for money. I work for joy. And yes, we have to earn a living in order to, survive. But I want to be able to do that in a way that is fulfilling.
Yes.
And I'm 41, so I'm midlife. So there's still a whole life ahead of me. And I would really love to be able to, to continue doing dance in some capacity for the rest of my life. And I'll be continuing the kickball change pivot. Hold that thought. Can you take him? Can you take him? I'm on a live podcast right now. Okay, can you just take him? Thank you. Okay, now there's somebody coming in the house. I'm like, can you please take him?
Again, like this is real life. This is, especially throughout the pandemic, all those hats. Like my son, he's a young man, so I didn't have to worry about him, but you have to homeschool. And then for you, like, how am I going to pivot now that I can't do my live events? How am I going to move online? So all that to say, I know that there are some women who are still trying to find themselves, that maybe even during the pandemic, they realize, I actually don't like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Some people went through whole career shifts and business shifts and realizing that my old business model is not working, or their whole lifestyle wasn't working, or they started working from home and actually liked it and realized that they were more productive this way. There's been a lot, and I don't think it's just motherhood. I think there's just been a lot of pivoting in the last couple of years, where we've all just been forced to adapt to a whole new way of living, a whole new way of operating business, a whole new way of even working out. I mean, the whole online space, I mean, you do as well. A few years ago, I don't think that people would have grasped the idea of like working out from home, having a coach from, anywhere in the world. Like, it just wasn't even a part of our thought process. It was, if you wanted to get in shape, you hired a personal trainer at your local gym. Like, that was just, now our minds are exploding and we're like, wow, we can work with anybody in the entire world. We can have programs that are on demand that people can have at their fingertips. I always like to joke with my clients, I'm your coach in your back pocket. 100%. Literally, you can access me 24/7. You can take me anywhere around the world. I have a mom who works for business. She was in Madrid a couple weeks ago. She took her family to vacation in the Bahamas. She was in Vegas for some conference. She's here, there, and everywhere. She has her log cabin in Big Bear. She lives in San Francisco, but she does my program wherever she is.
Exactly.
And it's so amazing. So even though I went through a lot of growing pains in the last couple of years, I feel like I've created something incredible, not only for me, but also to serve other moms, because this is a whole new way of healthy living. And even the mom, she's like, this is so much more conducive to my lifestyle, because she's like, I couldn't go to a gym and hire a personal trainer because I'm here, there, and everywhere. You can't take your trainer with you. And then what happens when they go on vacation? What happens when they get sick? What happens when they get injured? What happens when your schedule don't always work? So having something that's on demand, having something that's available literally in your back pocket has been a game changer for my clients as well.
Well, what I love too is that you're living proof, right? Because you've been through from that baby phase to now 2-year-olds, and I know you have older kids as well. So you literally walk the talk, and I really, really love that. And I know you're going to inspire so many women to step outside of their comfort zone, whether it's, yeah, I actually don't like what I do, and if she can do it, perhaps maybe I can. And yeah, I don't need to hire a physical personal trainer. I can get it in the comfort of my own home. So what I always do to wrap up my interviews, Menina, is I would love to know um, who is the biggest influence in your life? Who would you consider your biggest mentor? And what would you like to say to that person?
My biggest mentor. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I've got a few. I mean, I have a new coach right now that I'm working with on the business end, which we both share. And there's a whole team of coaches that come along with him. There's, I mean, my husband has been so extremely supportive as I've tried to navigate this new chapter in my life, and always encouraging me, you can do better, you can do more, you can do this, you can do that, you're worth so much more than that. And so he's happy that I'm finally able to make a decent living doing what I'm doing. I mean, I think my parents as well have played a huge role because they're entrepreneurs themselves. My mom, at the age of 40, quit her full-time job working for the government to follow her passion, which was dance. And she started a dance competition that's celebrating I think their 30th anniversary next year.
Amazing.
So she too went through like a midlife crisis where she wanted something more in life and she wanted to do something she loved. So I think she was a role model in that regard, showing me that it doesn't matter at any age that you can make a change. You don't have to live the rat race for the rest of your life, that you can improve your quality of life. You can do what you love. You can find a way to monetize it. You know, we only have one life to live, so you might as well enjoy it and not, you know, there's some people that unfortunately live their entire lives going, what did I do? I did a job I did a career that I didn't even like. I just did it for a paycheck and it wasn't fun. And, you know, life is meant to be lived. It's meant to be enjoyed. And if whatever your passion is, if you could find a way to monetize it, then you're not working a day in your life. You know,
It is
working.
literally my my license plate. Honestly,
Oh,
I
really?
love it. And that is the perfect segue, Menina. The last thing that I would love for you to share is what is the legacy that you want to leave? And I have to say, what a beautiful inspiration you are, not only to our listeners and to all the moms out there, but to your children. What a
Thank
like
you.
you're such a blessing to them. I think that is awesome. So what in you can summarize what your legacy that you want to leave, what would that be?
That's a loaded question. What would, I mean, dance, I even wrote in my high school yearbook, dance is my passion. I literally wrote that. And I manifested that. And I want to be remembered for my contribution to the dance community and to the dance industry as a whole. Career-wise, as far as my legacy with my children, you know, I want to be a role model for them one day. I want to inspire them to find their passion, whatever that is, and make it a living. And it doesn't have to be what I enjoy. I want them to find their thing. You know, I'm even going through it right now with my kids, where my 11-year-old, her thing, I think, based on what she's told me, is volleyball. My second one, she just tried gymnastics for the first time this week, and she's loving gymnastics.
Amazing.
And she loves dance. My little one likes to punch and kick.
Kickboxing?
So I don't know, maybe we got some kickboxing lessons coming up soon. So yeah, I mean, I want to be a light. I want to bring joy to the world. I want to be able to inspire others. I want to inspire my children to do better than me even, and to try my best to lead by example and to show people that anything is possible. And right now, because I'm working with moms, knowing that it doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter how old your kids are, it's never too late make yourself a priority. It's never too late to be the best version of yourself, and you are worth it and you deserve it. And I'm trying my very best to lead by example in that way.
That you are. Yes, and amen to all of that. This has been amazing. I know that you are going to inspire all of the listeners who are going to listen to this and watch, this live video and replay. And so, if our ladies and or listeners want to learn more about you, where is it to find
dancewithmenina.com. Menina is Menina.
And I'll make sure to put that in the copy. Menina, thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you for being patient with me.
Listen, I've been through that phase. It was a long time ago, but I remember you got to keep them happy.
Mama. They were so content upstairs, and I quickly snuck downstairs. Everybody was quiet. The majority of the house was asleep, and then comes down this one, and this one's giving me a microphone. He's like, "Mom, you need to talk." Thank you, baby. Do you want to say hello? Bye. You want to say bye,
buddy? Thank you so much. Bye.
Say bye.
Alligator.
Oh, he's waving, but you can't see his hand.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you so much, Crystal, for having me. I really appreciate you.
You were amazing. You're such an inspiration.
Amazing things with your show and with your programs as well. And thank you for connecting. I'm so glad that we connected finally.
100%. And I, keep going, keep inspiring. I know that my listeners are definitely inspired by you. I'll let you know this little one needs your fullest attention now. So thank you for sharing, mommy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Get Crystallized show. Have a great day.